The election for Melbourne City Council is different than for other councils in Victoria and has different requirements for candidates. Two elections are held simultaneously: the leadership team election for the positions of Lord Mayor and Deputy Lord Mayor, and the councillor election for the 9 councillors. You can only nominate for one election. If you want to nominate for Lord Mayor or Deputy Lord Mayor, you need to form a team with another candidate who will nominate for the other position. If you want to nominate to be a councillor, you can choose to run as an individual or form a group with other candidates. To be eligible to nominate as a candidate, you must be an Australian citizen, at least 18 years old, and on the voters roll for Melbourne City Council. To be on the Melbourne City Council voters roll, you need to be on the state electoral roll for an address within the City of Melbourne or be enrolled through a special enrolment category administered by Melbourne City Council. This includes owners, occupiers, and voting representatives of corporations. Find out more information about these special voting entitlements on the Melbourne City Council website at elections.melbourne.vic.gov.au. You can't become a candidate if you are a member of state or federal parliament, have previously been disqualified, or are going through a bankruptcy process. It is important to understand these requirements, as it's an offence to nominate if you are not eligible. Check the Melbourne City Council Candidate Handbook at vec.vic.gov.au for more information. Before nominating, you also need to have completed the mandatory local government training within the last 2 years. The training is administered by Local Government Victoria and can be completed online at localgovernment.vic.gov.au. Once you've determined that you are eligible and have completed the training, what's next? The VEC has created an online tool called Candidate Helper to assist you with completing your nomination form, statement, questionnaire, and uploading your photo. Candidate Helper can be accessed through our website at vec.vic.gov.au, where you can also download the forms. Please be aware that you can't submit your forms through Candidate Helper. Every candidate in the councillor election needs to fill in an individual nomination form, regardless of whether you are intending to form a group. Candidates in the leadership team election can complete their section of the nomination form individually, but you'll need to submit the form jointly as a team. Nominations will close at 12 noon on Tuesday the 17th of September. We can't accept nominations received after the deadline. For the leadership team election, you can request a team name that will appear on the ballot paper next to your names. Candidates in the councillor election who wish to be grouped also need to lodge a group registration request form with the election manager. The form states the group name, which candidates are in that group, and the order they should appear on the ballot paper. One person in the group can lodge this form during their appointment. Group names will appear with a box above the line on the ballot paper, with grouped candidates listed below the line in the order specified by the group. Each ungrouped candidate will have a box below the line next to their name. The forms for group registration and team names can be downloaded from Candidate Helper. Group and team name registration closes at 12 noon on Thursday the 19th of September. Once the deadline for registering a group or a team name closes, the ballot draw will take place at the election office. Candidates and the general public are invited to attend. After the ballot draw, the VEC will send out a template to groups in the councillor election to submit group voting tickets. A group voting ticket sets out how your group wishes to direct preferences from above the line votes for your group and will be included in the ballot pack sent to voters. Each group must register at least one group voting ticket, but can lodge up to a maximum of 2. Your group must lodge your group voting ticket before 12 noon on Monday the 23rd of September. Teams in the leadership team election and ungrouped candidates in the councillor election will be sent an optional template to submit an indication of preferences. This lets voters know how you wish for them to complete their ballot paper and will be included in the ballot pack. Indications of preferences must be submitted before 12 noon on Monday the 23rd of September. Each team, group and ungrouped candidate may submit a statement including a photo of each candidate. These will appear in the booklet mailed out to voters in the ballot pack and will be published on the VEC website. Teams and groups can only submit a joint statement with individual photos of each candidate in the team or group. Statements and photos must be submitted before 12 noon on Monday the 23rd of September. Your statement is your chance to let people know why they should vote for you. However, there are some guidelines you'll need to follow. The statement must be in English and can't contain any misleading or deceptive content. For teams and groups, the statement can't be longer than 250 words, and for ungrouped candidates, it can't be longer than 200 words. If you mention that you're endorsed by a registered political party, you'll need to provide the election manager with written approval from the party's registered officer. If you wish to mention another candidate, team, or group by name, you'll also need to provide the election manager with written consent from that candidate, team, or group. Each photo will be printed in black and white and should be good quality with no filters and taken within the last 12 months. Make sure you are facing the camera and that your photo only contains your head and shoulders with a simple light-coloured background. You shouldn't have anything else in the photo with you, even if your dog is very cute. And don't forget to smile. The candidate questionnaire is a set of questions you can answer to let the voters know more about you. It isn't compulsory, and responses are only published on the VEC website and available at the election office, not included in the ballot pack. Responses are provided by individual candidates, regardless of whether you're in a team or group. Candidate questionnaires must be submitted before 12 noon on Monday the 23rd of September. It's your choice how many questions you answer. If you answer none, the text "No questionnaire response provided" will appear on the website. If you only answer some, the questions you didn't answer will show "Not answered" next to them. Once you have completed your paperwork in Candidate Helper, the program will direct you to print your lodgement forms. You will need to make an appointment at your election office and bring these printouts with you. Each candidate in the councillor election will need to pay a $250 nomination fee. Teams in the leadership team election will need to make a joint payment of $250 per team. The fee can only be paid by cash or bank cheque. The contact details and location of the election office will be published in Candidate Helper and on our website before the nomination period begins. You'll need to make an appointment to meet with the election manager to finalise your nomination. Teams nominating in the leadership team election must attend their nomination appointment together, in person. Grouped and ungrouped candidates in the councillor election must attend in person, but they may do so at different times. Please allow at least an hour for your appointment if you have used Candidate Helper, longer if you have filled in the lodgement forms manually. During your appointment, the election manager will go through the paperwork with you to ensure everything is completed correctly, and you will be required to sign a declaration. Book your appointment early and don't leave it to the last minute. We can't accept nominations after 12 noon on Tuesday the 17th of September. We strongly encourage you to submit as much of the paperwork as you can during your first appointment. Please refer to the election timeline on our website for the key dates for lodgement. It's important that you give the election manager the best contact method for you, as they may need to reach out to you urgently if any issues arise. It's important to read the Melbourne City Council Candidate Handbook, which can be downloaded from our website at vec.vic.gov.au. Reach out with any questions by email to candidateservices@vec.vic.gov.au.